time. My business partner has put a slide deck together. I'm going to keep going over here, sorry. Lots of, it's a lot. Here's me with my business partner Joe. We're cousins, we've known each other all our lives. We complement each other quite well. I've got a nice background in IT, so I'm a network engineer by trade. For the last 15 years, I've been I'm a network engineer for the last 15 years. I've been installing networks, so that means I install the internet, I install wireless. I now run a team of network engineers that do transformational network installations across the country. Sorry. So I moved to Dublin, that's 4 years ago, and so what I do is I work closely with my team and we deliver projects into the NHS. My business partner Jo is a project manager and she does large infrastructure, public sector large infrastructure projects. She can't be with us today, but she'll be joining us later this evening. So what makes us unique? So we've both grown up in families of trade, so my dad's an electrician. I spent a lot of my early years helping him do a large renovation on our house as a kid. So that means that we would save up and do a little bit of the project a bit at a time. I was my dad's second pair of hands, so I've seen her build all the way through, from the beginning all the way to the end. And Jo's also, her dad is a joiner, so she had a similar experience. What I did most recently is my dad helped me to do a project on my own property, so we did a large extension and we took on doing the electric works ourselves, so that means we did the first fix, second fix, and all the way through to final fix. So it meant that I worked with all the trades on our property, it meant that I know good build end to end and all the way through. What's clear is that we're both passionate and committed individuals. If we do something, we go all in, we're committed. I'm doing this today, you can see I'm quite nervous. I'm completely out of my comfort zone, but you know what, I just had to do it. You know, I had to do it. Another thing is that we're known for is that we're both known for our quick thinking ability, so we both work on large projects. When you're working on large projects, something's always going to go wrong. So we're both used to staying calm in that situation, to thinking of getting the right people talking to each other, getting the right outcome and getting the project done. So we've done the exercise that Amelia talked about. We've gone through who are we, what is our brand and what are our values, because for us our values are really important to us. So we are a values-led business. Honesty, respect, integrity, building deep, long-lasting trusted relationships, those are our values. When we put a deal together for one of our clients, it has to be a deal that we would want to own property ourselves. We're not going to put a deal out there unless we're literally agreeing with envy that that deal is into our own portfolio. And what we do is we prioritise working with people and building those relationships. And that customer-facing element, I'd sooner go for a long-term relationship and build that over time than go for a quick win and get a quick deal off the line. So we're fully compliant with everything that you need to do for deal sourcing. We did some training with Aaron, like I said before, and then we've then done some more focused training with the Spire Fox Group, and that is to help us be fully compliant with sourcing. So we spent the last 6 months getting that set up, so we've done all of the business set up. We're now taking our first few investors through buy-to-let journeys. So I mentioned before our area of focus is Bolton. So I think a lot of people think of Bolton as like a small commuter town for the larger town of Manchester. I just wanted to share, I can talk to anyone separately, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I wanted to share some insights into Bolton and why it's such a good place to invest. So a lot of people know Bolton as its own university. I think it's going through a similar journey that Salford University did, where there's a lot of investment in there. It started off as a polytechnic, but it's now one of the top 30 universities in the country. So I chose put a lot of transitions in. So there's a lot of investment in the centre of Bolton as well. There's a hotel run by IHG Group going in next to the town hall with some conferencing facilities by the side of it. That's just one of those examples. And there's also a lot of investment into Royal Bolton Hospital. So one of those is that they've built a new diagnostic centre, which I believe is now open. And then another one, this is the big one, so they've built the Bolton College of Medical Sciences. So this is a building that's going to open in September as part of the university. So it's a collaboration between the university, Bolton Council and Bolton Hospital. It's going to be a new medical school facility to house 3,000 students from September. Okay, and finally, just wanted to make note of the fact that whilst property house prices around the country are kind of stabilising, maybe a little bit bit of a rise, Bolton's actually recorded 5% growth over the last 6 months. Okay, so what we're looking to do is work with investors to create professional HMOs. So we did our deal sourcing training, we've got a few buy-to-lets going through the process, but what we're looking to do now is specialise in HMOs. So we've taken on a mentor who does this. He does this in Leeds. He takes tired properties like this and he turns them into properties like this. Okay, so we've got a sort of a blueprint to do that. It's all about adding value, it's all about creating that wow factor to get the high rent, which means that then you get the good valuation at the end when you come to refinance. Another example might be something like this that needs a complete full rip out, might even have to go back to brick, and then you turn it into something along these lines. So how can we help and work with you? So as we're speaking to people in Bolton and having conversations, I have been offered quite a few HMOs so far to source on to people. I've actually said no because I didn't know if it was a good deal. I didn't want to put something out there, again, back to our values. But with our training from our mentor, I now know what is a good deal or not from a HMO. So if anybody would like to sign up to our mailing list, I do come across these opportunities and I would like to share them with people in the room. So the big thing that we do offer, which is what we do for our buy-to-let customers as well, is a completely hands-free service. I'll go a little bit more into that on the next slide. So we're also looking for angel investment. I think Aaron calls it guaranteed interest model, where obviously we're looking to build our own portfolio also. So if anybody wanted to work with us on that basis, that would be a benefit. And then obviously the final one is joint venture, where we could do some sort of a deal together to make sure that we both benefit from our skills and expertise. So just to dig into a little bit about what our hands-free service is. So we find that property for you, we know what that looks like, whether that's buy-to-let or HMOs. We then take you through the conveyancing process. My business partner Jo is really into the details, so she knows, and she's studied since the last 6 months, everything that we need to know about licensing, building regs, all that information, especially like the fire details she's gone into as well. So we support you through that, and then we do the refurbishment. As we've said, we both know what we're doing, that sort of thing. We know the trade, we're not scared to get involved, we're not scared to project manage, we know what we're doing. And then finally, we've got some good agents in Bolton who we know, who we trust to manage those HMOs. So thank you for listening. As you can see, I've been totally on my comfort zone, but I'm doing my best. Come and have a chat. Jo will be here later. It's been really great to speak to some of you. Thank you.
Well done. I've